The year is 2017, and an American woman named Megan Hall decides to go see her favorite band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The concert was in Sacramento, California, and she and her boyfriend had a fantastic night. That would soon change when they left the venue. As they were leaving, Megan noticed there was a group of people outside waiting for someone. They seemed very impatient and kept looking at their phones. Megan had no idea who they were waiting for, but she was about to find out. As they walked past the people, one of them called out, "Hey miss, show us your tattoo." Megan had no idea what they were talking about, so she simply ignored them and continued walking. Megan didn't have any tattoos. Then she realized why they were waiting. There was a woman with a tattoo on her neck, something resembling an anchor. The tattoo might not have been so bad if it was not for the fact that she had it on her neck. And because of how big it was, Megan knew that the woman wouldn't be able to hide it for much longer. Then all of a sudden, the woman pushed her hair behind her ear and revealed the entire tattoo. Everyone gasped, and some started taking pictures. She saw that everyone was staring at her and felt uncomfortable. Then she tried to hide it again, but it was too late. People had already seen it. Megan couldn't believe how rude these people were. She and her boyfriend decided to keep walking, but that was easier said than done. The people with the woman blocked the exit and prevented her from leaving. Some of them started shouting, "Show it, show it," while others told her to get out of there. Again felt trapped. But then a man appeared. He looked older, and Megan guessed he must be the woman's husband or boyfriend. The man got between the other men and the woman and shouted, "Back off, leave her alone." The man was tall and muscular, and everyone seemed to know who he was. They all backed away from the couple and let them leave. Megan and her boyfriend couldn't believe what had just happened. They were stunned. Who was that woman? And why did those people treat her like that? That's when they heard the man shout, "Stay away from my wife." Wife, so the woman with the tattoo wasn't his girlfriend, but his wife. And who was he? Megan and her boyfriend went back home without getting an answer to their question. But the next day, Megan's curiosity got the best of her. She pulled up the clip a news site had published of the fight and watched it again. Upon closer inspection, she realized the man had a tattoo on his bicep. It looked like a dragon. Then she remembered seeing something similar at the concert. The lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers also had a tattoo of a dragon on his arm. Could it be him? Megan decided to look into it and soon found out the truth. The woman with the tattoo was Samantha Fusaro, and the man who defended her was none other than Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Odd. But why did those men treat Samantha so badly? Why did Anthony come to her defense? Samantha had been through a lot in her life. Her parents had divorced when she was only 6 years old, and her mother remarried one of Anthony Kiedis' friends. Because of this, Anthony became a sort of older brother figure to Samantha. When Samantha turned 18, she and Anthony's friendship took a turn. They both developed feelings for each other. At first, it was just Anthony helping Samantha by being a good friend. But then he started giving her gifts and taking her to concerts. One time, he even gave her a pair of his shoes after she praised them. Everyone thought that Anthony was head over heels in love with Samantha, and she with him. The relationship took a dark turn. When Samantha was 21, she and Anthony went to a party. She drank quite a bit that night, and even more when they got home. Anthony never said anything and simply let her drink. That night, Samantha woke up naked and with bruises all over her body. Anthony wasn't there, but Samantha knew what had happened. Anthony had taken advantage of her. Samantha was in shock. She couldn't believe that Anthony, someone she considered a close friend, would do that to her. At first, she wanted to tell everyone what had happened, but she was afraid they wouldn't believe her. After all, Anthony was a rock star. Samantha had no proof that Anthony had assaulted her. And so, the incident was never spoken of again. Samantha was never the same. She started self-harming and attempted suicide several times. Samantha had always liked tattoos and piercings. She got her first tattoo at age 14, a butterfly on her shoulder, but now she got more, almost as if trying to cover her pain. One day, Samantha visited a tattoo parlor and told the artist to ink whatever he wanted on her. That's when she got the tattoo that would bring her nothing but trouble, the anchor on her neck. Even though she liked the tattoo, she knew that it would cause problems in the future. And those problems arrived sooner rather than later. A few months after getting the tattoo, Samantha was at a bar with some friends when she met a group of guys. She drank quite a bit that night, and got into a massive fight with one of the guy's girlfriends. Samantha knew she had lost the fight and was making a fool of herself, so she decided to leave. But as she walked through the door, she accidentally knocked over a glass display case filled with expensive liquor bottles. The owner of the bar came over to her and told her she had to pay for everything. Samantha said she didn't have enough money. She'd spent everything she had on alcohol, but the owner didn't care and told her she would have to work for the money. This was great for Samantha because she desperately needed cash. But she had no idea what the owner had planned for her. The owner offered her a deal. If she agreed to have his logo tattooed on her neck, she wouldn't have to work, and he would pay her $200. Samantha was desperate and agreed. Samantha was furious. She felt betrayed by Anthony. How could he let her down like this? Anthony felt awful. He should have protected her, but instead he had run away. Samantha understood that Anthony didn't want to get involved with her problems. He was probably scared of what people would say. She felt like a complete failure. Not only had Anthony abandoned her, but she had a new tattoo that she hated. That's why Samantha was so angry when she saw the group of guys recognizing Anthony at the concert. She confronted him backstage and demanded an explanation. Anthony apologized to Samantha and admitted he was a coward, but he couldn't help her. The guys were part of the crew, and they would leave once the concert was over. Samantha was furious and slapped Anthony hard across the face. But she knew that Anthony wasn't the real problem. Those men were going to make her life hell. She and Anthony left the venue together. But once they stepped outside, Samantha felt a pair of eyes on her. She turned around and saw a group of men walking towards them. Samantha knew those men. They had been following her and Anthony since the moment they left the venue. She held on to Anthony's arm tightly, hoping he would stand by her. But Anthony didn't say a word, simply looked at Samantha, then at the men, and back at Samantha. Samantha felt like Anthony was asking her with his eyes if she really wanted to start a fight. But Samantha had had enough. She was tired of being bullied and tired of feeling helpless. She nodded at Anthony, giving him the green light. Anthony sighed and stepped in front of Samantha, blocking her from view. "What do you guys want?" Anthony asked. The men surrounded Anthony, but he didn't seem intimidated. "We want to see your wife's tattoo." Anthony's eyes narrowed. "Why?" "Because we think it's ugly and we want to see if it's true." Anthony's face softened, and he looked at Samantha, who was hiding behind him. He nodded at her, and she slowly emerged from behind him. The men gasped when they saw the anchor tattoo around her neck. "It's ugly, isn't it?" Samantha said. The men didn't reply, and Anthony knew what he had to do. He shoved the men away from Samantha, and the fight was on. The men weren't expecting Anthony to defend Samantha so fiercely, and they started losing. Soon Anthony had managed to push two of the guys away from Samantha, but the third one, well, Anthony didn't see the punch coming. And before he knew it, he was on the ground. Samantha screamed Anthony's name, but he had passed out. The guy was about to deliver another blow, but then a voice shouted, "Get away from him!" It was the security guard. He had seen the whole fight and quickly intervened. He dragged the guy off of Anthony and escorted him out of the venue. Once he was gone, Anthony sat up. He was bleeding and his clothes were torn. Samantha rushed to his side and helped him up. She was worried, but Anthony seemed unfazed. "Are you okay?" Samantha asked. Anthony looked at her and smiled. "I'm better than okay. You were amazing." He then leaned in and kissed her deeply. Samantha had never felt so loved. And she knew Anthony was hers forever. From then on, Anthony and Samantha were inseparable, and those men, they learned their lesson and stayed away from Samantha.